All right, we're going to try to get two more in quickly. We're going to go to Michelle in Jersey.
Jersey? No. I'm playing. Hi, Dana. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. You know my whole backstory. Number one, I wanted to remind everybody what today is. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Babe Ruth Day.
Today's Babe Ruth Day. That's number one. Number two, New York strong, pinstripes forever. I could go on and on, but for the sake of time, my question is, as somebody who has spent 20 plus years in the corporate world and who's now doing what I've always wanted to do, which is coaching. My question is, there's such a disparity between coaching and leadership and management, which I talk about often with not only my clients, but just I have conversations all the time because there's such a hyper focus on the results. It's always the results, but there are so many steps involved in between where you start and where hopefully you end up. And so with respect to coachability, accountability, and successful leadership, I just wanted your feedback on how you feel they're intertwined and how they work simultaneously when trying to bring the best out of your people and really hone in on not only what they're great at, but what they need more help with to be able to cultivate, those talents and get them to where they want to be.
It's an interesting question. I want to make sure that I understand it fully. So if you can just shrink it a little bit and give
Absolutely.
me like the quick shot.
So the feedback that I get often from people that I work with and just through discussions is that you can't just put demands on people or quotas, goals, and say, okay, this is where you have to be. This is where you have to strive towards. So there are different aspects of that whole equation that help people perform better. And a big chunk of that is accountability, whether they're accountable to themselves, accountable to a manager, a team member, but there's a big piece of accountability that really is powerful. And then coachability, if people are coachable. If they're not coachable, in my opinion, I don't care how good they are at whatever craft they do. If they're not coachable, it really is a game changer, no pun intended. So it's the accountability, the coachability, and then the sales or the business leadership that really gets behind all of that and really brings that out and practices what they preach.
Well, if we kind of go back a first step, right? Accountable to what, right? And coachable to who? Those are two really important questions because, I look at it like this. I'm not the greatest coach for every person, right? I'm aggressive. I'm going to come at you. I'm going to challenge you. That's not what everyone wants, right? So sometimes we have to be careful with coachability because not everybody will like our coaching style, right? So we perceive them to be not coachable, but really there's just a connection issue. So I just want to talk about that. But then you have accountability. And then the question that I have is accountable to what? Because again, we have to know what our people actually want. And when we understand that, then we can hold them accountable to first what they want. See, this is another thing that I see or issue that I see is like, we have these great mission statements in companies today, and we have these great rollouts and what we're going to do as a company. But we have to make sure that our people, number one, align to that. But first, and we could say whatever we want about this. People want to know that they're taken care of. Yeah. And then I'll give to the greater good, or I'm willing to give to the greater good as long as I'm taken care of too. And that's what I find people want. They want to make sure that they have that full connection. And that's why I say you have dual alignment that you have to hold people accountable to. First, you have to align them to their individual goals and successes. And then number two, you have to align them to the company. But you may have people that say, hey, I align to my stuff. I don't really align to your stuff. That person's got to go. And they need to go. And it's important for them to go because they're never going to get to where they really want to go in terms of their full potential. So you got to make sure when you're working with people, A, they have alignment to what they want, and B, they have alignment to what the company wants. And if they don't know what they want, that's where coaching comes in and you help them figure that out. But at any time, if somebody does not align to what the company is about, they just may be at the wrong company. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Scott McGregor could be a great leader. There may be people that just don't align with what something new stands for. It's not personal.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. So we got to look at companies and the people that make up our companies and teams from that standpoint and let them know that it's okay. Sometimes the best way to lead somebody is to lead them out of your organization and to an organization that they fit best with. And we can't be afraid, by the way, also, I want to put this out there. We can't be afraid of losing talent, because if that talent is not aligned to your organization and your mission and what you're looking to do, they're never going to work at their full talent set and capacity anyway. So they're working at 50% and they could become toxic pretty quickly. I hope that hit on accountability and coachability and the leadership.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Phenomenal.